Inside Heights on the SEC Network, presented by Belt. We're at Barnhill Arena on the campus of the University of Arkansas as the 19th ranked Razorbacks host the 12th ranked Kentucky Wildcats. Hello everyone, I'm John Roethlisberger, joined by world champion and NCAA champion Bridget Sloan, and that man right there is Tim Garrison, head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. In his 9th season has really turned that program around, and just last weekend passed the century mark with his 100th win. On the other side of the floor, we have Jordan Weaver entering her first season as head coach. She is a young head coach, one of the youngest, but already making an impact here in Fayetteville with an attendance record in their first home meet, and she has got big plans for the Arkansas Razorbacks this season. The series history between these two teams has gone the way of the Arkansas Razorbacks. However, recently, Kentucky, they have won 5 of the last 6 and actually have won the last 3 consecutive dual meets between these two teams. But a 12th ranked team, a 19th ranked team, this is going to be a very tight matchup today. On the vault, Arkansas will get things going there. This is their lineup, Bridget.
And you're going to see some freshmen, some sophomores, some juniors, some seniors. You're really going to see a full lineup of every class. A lot of these start values are going to be a 9.95, which means they have to be very clean and precise and really stick those landings.
Sticking the landings is the name of the game on every event, but especially on vault, and especially for Arkansas getting things going here. They flirted with a 197 last week, which is a great score in women's gymnastics. Certainly they would love to do that here, especially against a higher-ranked Kentucky Wildcat team. That's going to be tough to beat.
It's going to be tough, but I think they can do it. With Jordan behind them, this team is really unstoppable. And
you're going to hear this throughout today's competition. First up for Arkansas, Jessica Yamzon. She leads off on every event, and she really can get things going.
Chinko layout full, slight step, but great start for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Jessica must love this leadoff spot. She feels comfortable. Great amplitude off the ball, a little bit of a leg separation, had to pike it down and take the step, but very clean, which is what we want to see.
We're going to talk a lot about Jessica throughout the competition, the iron horse really of this team, and we will talk about how she has competed all around in every meet throughout her entire career. Pretty impressive. But before that, we're going to get over to bars. Here is their lineup. First gymnast up, Josie Angeny, sophomore from Spring Hill, Tennessee. Gets things rolling.
Josie is very aggressive on this event. Nice transition to the low bar. Little short on that cast handstand. And a blindfold into a double layout, but gets that stick. A very difficult combination, blindfold right into a double layout.
Usually see the double tuck, but stepped it up.
And she starts with this combination, release move, right down to the low bar. But blindfold, a little bit off there, gets it back, and gets that stick. Great start for Kentucky.
9.75 for Jessica Yamzon on vault. Now we have Yara Janfania on the second spot.
Another Yurchenko layout full. Great amplitude off the vault. Would love to see them control these landings and get those sticks. A Yurchenko full is only a 9.95 start value, but very impressive off the table. Nice block, great body position throughout. A little bit of a pike down, but nice job.
Almost took the double hop there. We'll see what the judges do with that, trying to build again on that 9.75 for Jessica Yamzon. We'll try to keep you updated on those scores the best we can throughout the competition. It is fast-paced, especially these first 2 rotations. Now over to the uneven bars. This is Ella Warren. We have got a subplot to, Callie Nixon. We've got a great all-around competition going this evening as well, which we'll touch on.
Callie is very impressive on this event. She actually has a new dismount this season. Tim said she came in the gym and I want to do this, and you're going to see it right here. So far, very clean. Wow, sky high on that tuck full out, and amazing that she came back from her freshman year and said, I want to upgrade. I want to do this.
That was one of the bigger dismounts you're going to see.
And you'll see right here just how high she gets. Well above the high bar, sees that landing and gets the stick.
first bar routine for Kentucky, a 9.8. Now back over the vault, Madison Hickey, freshman from Sycamore, Illinois.
Another Yurchenko full. The distance from the vault from this Arkansas team is great. Would love to see them get a little bit higher off the vault. You'll see she travels very nicely. Has to pike it down a little bit. But overall, they are keeping very clean and consistent.
Chiara Gianfagna, 9.675, right before Madison Hickey went. Shaylin Luxick will be the next gymnast to go for Kentucky. She follows Callie Nixon's 9.85. So tremendous start for the Wildcats.
Shaylin is just a freshman. Very nice release move. I love her toe point, her execution. She may be just a freshman, but she is proving she belongs in this lineup. A little short on that cast handstand. Ends it with a double layout, and I think that's 3-6 in a row.
They are rolling. They've so far got a season high and a career high for their first 2 scores on bars.
And she starts her release moves. Her toe point is textbook. A little short on that handstand, in my opinion. We'll see what the judges have to take off from their angle.
So again, you can drop the low score on each event. Madison Hickey, however, will not get her 9.8 drop. This is Claire Rogers.
Yurchenko full.
They just got to open up a little bit, and they're going to start sticking these.
Would love to keep those hips open and get those stick. And throughout the meet, you're going to see 6 gymnasts per team compete in each event. The 5 best scores count. The lowest is dropped from each team's event total. After all 4 apparatuses, the team with the highest cumulative score wins. The home team, Arkansas, is going to rotate vault, bars, beam, floor. And the away team, Kentucky, will be bars, vault, floor, beam.
Things could not have started better for Kentucky. Shayla Luxick gets a 9.875, and now one that all Wildcat fans are talking about, Raina Worley, a freshman, mounts the bars.
I am very excited for this athlete's future. Nice to Kajic, a little bit messy on her legs there. Transitions right down to the low bar. Very nice final handstand, just the dismount. And another stick. Sticks are contagious.
They are not messing around. Wow.
In this release, you're gonna see a Tkachev a little messy in her feet there. She had to flex her feet. But final handstand right where she needs to be.
Claire Rogers' score on vault, a 9.75. Now Sarah Schaefer, the 2018 SEC Freshman of the Year.
Sarah is very impressive on this event.
There's your stuck landing.
And that is what we were looking for. That is a 10-0 start value right there. Yurchenko half just gets the stick. Wow. Look at her body position. She knows exactly where she is.
If you're telling me this is a 10-0 start, find me a deduction, Bridget. There you had it in slow motion. I don't see it.
I don't know.
Arkansas tried to keep pace with Kentucky's unbelievable bar rotation. A little behind through 4 scores in this rotation. However, with that Sarah Schaefer vault, that could change things a lot. And now Ella Warren, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida, tries to keep things rolling. Raina Worley, 9.775 for her bar routine.
Sky-high release move. A little short on that cast handstand.
Raina and Ella both in the all-around competition tonight as well.
And double layout for a dismount. I'm gonna say she took a slight hop there, didn't quite get the stick, but this release move flies above the high bar, finds it, gets her hands around the bar, and ends with this beautiful double layout. Very impressive.
Going back over to vault, Sarah Schaefer, a 9.9. So we'll have to confer amongst ourselves on that one, Bridget. Looked better than that to me, but finishing things off is Kennedy Hambrick.
And another Yurchenko full. That was a beautiful vault. The distance that this Arkansas team gets from the vault is so impressive.
That is one of the biggest Yurchenko fulls you will see in the country.
A slight hop. Would love to see her open up her hips and keep that laid out position and get that stick, because I don't know where the deduction would be if she gets a stick.
So outstanding start for Arkansas. Just left a few stuck landings on the table, and now senior Molly Korth looks to put an exclamation point on this bar rotation. Ella Warren right before her, a 9.85. Keep in mind they're currently dropping a 9.775, or hope to drop that.
Molly might be one of the most consistent athletes on this Kentucky team. Tim knows when she goes up on any event, she's going to get a big score. And so far, she's doing a great job with minimal deductions. And this is a very impressive dismount.
Unbelievable. Stuck landing after stuck landing for the Wildcats. What a start.
In this dismount, I actually competed this in Elite, so just to show you how difficult, 2 flips, 1 twist gets the stick.
Wow, I'm going to take a deep breath because that was a heck of a start. We talked about how this might be the closest matchup of the weekend, and after one, it's looking just like that. When we come back, we're going to go to my favorite part, Bridget's Breakdown.
With departures comes opportunity, and we've had some athletes, naturally athletes coming into the program, freshmen with a ton of ability and a ton of talent, eyes wide open and ready to take this challenge on.
It is Crowns and Cape Night, and we thought we would dress appropriately here in Fayetteville. Bridget, talking about these two programs, Kentucky and Arkansas, you know, for Kentucky first, they lose 3 high-impact seniors. Who's going to step in and fill those voids and keep them competitive this season?
They may have lost a large senior class, but they brought in a huge freshman class, and 2 of those freshmen, Reina Alvarez, she has made an impact with this team on floor exercise. She has competed in the last couple weeks, and then Reina Worley has wasted no time getting into the all-around. She is someone that Tim has so excited about, and really looking to kind of not replace those seniors, but really go shoulder to shoulder with Molly Korth, which if you're a Kentucky fan, you know Molly Korth. She is an 8-time All-American, and in my opinion, has been a rock star for this Kentucky team.
One of the biggest splash hirings in the offseason was hiring of Olympic champion Jordan Weaver. She's a young coach in her first season. What can we expect of her, from her in her debut?
You know what? She's got 3 goals for this whole season, and that is to make it as far as possible in the postseason, to grow the attendance in the Barnhill Arena, which if you hear this arena, you know it's loud, and they don't want to have any regrets.
It's going to be a fun tenure to watch Jordan Weaver. When we come back, Arkansas goes to the bars, Kentucky goes to the vault. Ariana Patterson with an immediate impact as a freshman. Sydney Lear tries to keep her streak of 9.9s alive. Arkansas moves to the uneven bars, while Kentucky, who has a slight lead, actually a pretty decent lead considering it was only 1 rotation, they will move to the vault, where they're also very good. Kentucky clearly not, they're coming into play here on the visiting floor against a team that really has started the season strong in Arkansas.
You know what? Tim has said it so many times. They want to be a top contender in this SEC. And this is exactly how you do it. You got to go to an away meet and put up some big scores. And that bar rotation was lights out for them.
That was outstanding. They currently have a .275 lead over the Razorbacks. So we did have a change in the vault order for Kentucky. Elena Kwan has been put into that lineup. You see her in that 3rd spot. So one of those things, maybe a little strategy, maybe how they warmed up, Bridget?
You know what? I'm sure Tim kind of looked at Callie and said, are you ready for this? And if she said no, he has enough depth on this team to fill in. And you know what? Elena Kwan is very familiar with this vault lineup.
The first gymnast up will be Josie Angini. She also competed in the leadoff spot on the uneven bars, put up a 9.8. Again, that bar rotation for Kentucky was outstanding. They dropped a 9.775. That 49.275 for them on that event is a season high for them. Just to put these scores in perspective too, when you're scoring in the 49.5 range, that's really where you need to be a contender for the title. But really 49 plus, you're in the top 10 in the country type range.
A 49 plus at this point in the season is great because you want to build off of it and then get to that 49.5, 49.5 plus range. Then you're ready for postseason.
So as we wait here to start the vault, points of emphasis, things to look for the people at home.
On the vault, we are looking for the amplitude, how high they're getting, how far away from the vault they're getting. The landing, of course, we want to see those sticks, and the start value. It is so crucial to have as many 10-0 start values as you can, and this Kentucky team is building and building every single meet.
That 49.0 for Arkansas on vault is actually the ties their season high for so far for that event.
And you see Josie talking to Molly. It can be really challenging when you're standing there getting ready to go and you're waiting on the judges. You're standing there like, hello, I am ready to go here. But it's so important to keep your mood light, keep the energy a little bit lower, because as soon as you raise those hands to salute, it's game time.
And how hard is that? I know when I competed, I had a routine before the routine. Chalk box, chalk the grips, chalk the hands, take a deep breath, go. And when you break up that rhythm, sometimes I'm sure it can be challenging.
Well, that is called gymnastics, when you break up the rhythm, because nothing seems to ever go as planned.
There we go with our first vaulter.
A Yurchenko layout full, and that is a stuck vault to start things off for this Kentucky team. Wow.
I don't know where they had lunch today, but I'm going there tomorrow. This is an incredible start.
Great amplitude. I love how she almost flares it out. She gets her heels together right at the end, really paying attention to the details. Wow.
Incredible. A fun meet to watch so far. Now the leadoff again, Jessica Yamzon. She is a senior. She's out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And I tell you what, she has not missed an all-around competition her entire career, and you cannot say enough about her durability and consistency.
It is so impressive. She has competed in the all-around, and she loves it. This is what she knows how to do. She is an all-arounder. And she is showing just that she knows how to do this bar routine with her lines, her toe point. Very nice cast handstand. And another difficult dismount. Has to take a slight step backwards, but very minimal deductions in that bar routine. Beautiful cast handstand. That is what the judges see right before the dismount. And another double layout full. Great job.
Arkansas not flinching. Kentucky sticking these landings now. Ella Warren gets her chance. Josie Angini got a 9.85 in the first spot.
Another Yurchenko full, and we'll give it a college stick. Not quite holding that landing, but they are fighting for those stuck landings. A little close to the vault. You saw her heels almost on the yellow of the safety mat. Had to pike it down just a little bit, but overall, that's a 9.95 start value. See what the judges have to take off, but very clean.
Kiara Johnfania will be the next gymnast up. She is in the all-around along with Jessica Yamzon and Kenny Hambrick from Arkansas. Jessica Yamzon scoring 9.75, so she matches her start score that she had on vault.
And Kiara is just a freshman and doing the all-around. Wow, took that release right to her fingertips. Jordan had nothing but amazing things to say about this athlete. Just a freshman, and she's a workhorse. She always goes right after Jess in the second lead-off position, and very large hop at the end of that dismount, but just a freshman. She's getting into the groove of things, and this release.
Gigantic.
Really had to reach for that. Great height on this dismount. Has to take a pretty big hop backwards, but controlled at the end of that hop, and great job.
So the vault lineup change is right here. This is Elena Kwan, the senior. Struggled a little bit on some of the other events so far this season. Tim was going to pull her back a little bit, but here she is. She has her chance again on vault.
Yurchenko full, a little bit low. Had to take a step forward or a hop forward, so a little bit low on that landing.
Next Friday, we'll bring you more gymnastics. First at 7 Eastern, it's number 19 Arkansas and number 20 Missouri. Then it's number 5 Alabama and number 8 LSU. That's going to be fantastic. Catch all the action here on the SEC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. What a weekend Alabama had against Oklahoma last week. Put up some huge scores, and they will have a tight one, I'm sure, against LSU. That'll be fun to watch. Now we have Haley Garner. Next up, Chiara Gianfania, 9.725 for her team.
And had to miss that. She had a combination blindfold. Talk about air awareness. Does her blindfold, looks really good.
This is high, too.
Goes up for the ginger. I love that she knows where she is. She does that half turn to make sure she has a safe landing.
Almost looked like she had her hands on that bar. But
it did. I thought she had it, but maybe she felt something a little bit different. Blindfold into a double tuck. Has to take a step backwards. Good finish.
So the first flinch from Arkansas, and here up in the stands, we got a couple legends. Former head coach here at Arkansas started the program for the Razorbacks, Mark Cook on your left, and one of the legends of the sport of women's college gymnastics, one of the best ever, Val Condos Field, former head coach at UCLA, is also in the house, and she has really mentored Jordan Weaver, as we will talk about throughout tonight's competition as well. And now back over to vault, Ariana Patterson follows a 9.625 from Elena Kwan.
Wow, huge vault. Would love to see her have a little more control on that landing. Had to take a pretty big step sideways. And hits the front of that table.
And that's a big vault. That's one she can see that landing. She needs to stick that. That'd be a big number.
And that is a 10-0 start value on that vault. So to get that stick would be a big score.
So maybe Kentucky just flinching a little here in the middle of this rotation. Obviously, Arkansas has the big fall from Haley Garner, but Elena Kwan just puts up a 9.625. So really kind of an opportunity in a way for Arkansas, but now they have to hit because they got that freebie. They got that score they can drop. They need to hit the rest of the way.
And Bailey, very nice on this event. Just a redshirt sophomore. And Jordan said this girl loves gymnastics. She loves the sport, everything about it. Blindfold into an open double tuck and gets this stick. What a comeback. Just a redshirt sophomore. She had beautiful lines throughout that entire bar routine in a huge ray. And then just takes it right down to the low bar, keeping those legs together, making sure she has minimal deductions.
She's got the stick snout, I believe that is. Now Raina Worley follows Ariana Patterson's 9.75. They're gonna need big numbers. Right now they are counting a 9.65 that they need to drop.
And a Yurchenko 1.5. That is a new vault for Raina. A little bit low, she had to take a step to the side. Would love to see her block off that vault and get a little bit more height so she's a little bit higher on her landing, but as for just a freshman, she is really showing, I got this.
Really showing some poise quickly on bars, points of emphasis, Bridget, as we see Kennedy Hambrick about to mount.
And when we're looking on uneven bars, we're looking for these handstands to be right where they need to be, the body position. Very nicely done. And the landings, we want to see the sticks. We all want to see the sticks. Nice cast handstand. Oh, would love to see her absorb that landing a little bit more and hold it, get that stick. Nice release. She had a little bit of an issue with that in warm-up. Not when she competes. She wanted that stick so bad, had to take a step backwards, but
she follows Bailey Lovett's 9.85 on bars. So despite the 8.975 for Haley Garner, Arkansas in a position to make a big move because Raina Worley only a 9.775 for her 10-0 vault. Molly Korth has a 10-0 vault as well. But man, they need a clean landing here. Ironically, as good as they've been all night, they need one now.
And Molly can do it. Yurchenko, 1.5. And that, my friends, is a stuck landing. And that is a 10-0 start value.
Well, we saw a 10-0 start earlier tonight. It was perfect in our eyes. They gave her a 9.9. What do you think the judges do here?
She's a little messy in her legs at the very end. I'm sure the judges see that. They come apart right there, but she holds that landing and gets the stick. Very minimal deductions on that vault.
Man, did they need that big one. Because Arkansas trying to close that .275 gap. Now Sydney Laird, she's got back-to-back 9.9s this season. If she can get a number 3 right here, they may, just maybe, take the lead.
So far, so good. Her body positions and all her movements, her feet do not move. Glued together. And a double layout. It gets the stick. That is going to be a big score for this Arkansas team. Just an exclamation point on this bar routine. Double layout. I don't know if she got the stick. We'll see what the judges say. In my opinion, she did take a slight hop.
What a clutch finish for the Razorbacks. Meanwhile, Molly Korth over on vault, a 9.95. Oh, what a great meet so far. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at head coach Jordan Weaver.
To be a coach. I actually specifically said I don't want to be a coach. So it's funny that I'm sitting here now, but when I started college, I wanted to be a sports psychologist. And then, Miss Val gave me the opportunity, and I very quickly realized, gymnastics has been a big part of my life. I'm not ready for it to not be part of my life. So I'm just so excited that this is the career path that I've chosen and that I'm on now. It's just a joy to wake up every morning and be able to coach this team of athletes.
It's been so cool, just because I always looked up to her as a gymnast when I was little. I'd say her coaching style is very focused on the details, how we can improve a quarter tenth or half a tenth instead of just big picture.
I think the number one thing I try to do is just infuse confidence in the athletes that I coach and prepare them mentally and physically to be confident on the competition floor. Success for this Arkansas team is going to be when we have our last meet of the season, whether that's regionals, second-day regionals, or nationals, they're able to look back and feel like they had no regrets.
Bridget, when Jordan Weaver was hired, there were some people in the country that maybe raised an eyebrow. Such a young coach with not a lot of coaching experience to be hired for such a high-profile position, but she really has started off this thing right.
Jordan may be young, but she has experience that not a lot of people have. She is a world champion. She is an Olympian. She has experience coaching under Miss Val. The only thing changing for Jordan Weaver right now is her title, and that is head coach of Arkansas Gymnastics.
Yeah, she has done a great job, and most notably, Dee Dee Bro at LSU. She started there when she was 24 years old. Courtney Capets-Carter had no coaching experience when she took over at Georgia. I'd say those two women have done an outstanding job. Score after 2 rotations. Kentucky with a .275 lead still over Arkansas at the halfway point. Coming up, Arkansas will go to beam. Kiara Johnfania, the freshman, she's made an immediate impact. She'll do it again on balance beam and on floor exercise. The star, the sensation, the freshman, Raina Worley in Kentucky. Got a fun one here in Barnhill Arena, Kentucky, Arkansas. After 2 rotations, Kentucky with a slight lead over the host team, the Arkansas Razorbacks, and it's going to be a good one down the stretch without a doubt. Arkansas on beam, Kentucky on floor exercise, and we're very fortunate because we get a special guest in the booth. This doesn't happen very often to get a guest in the booth, let alone one of the preeminent legends in the sport of women's. You don't get legends just thrown around just randomly.
Seriously.
But,
who are you two?
But one of the best in coaching college women's gymnastics, 7 titles. Val Condos Field, thanks for joining us. You've retired, and my question is, what do you do after such an amazing career? How do you fill your time?
Oh my gosh, you live life fully.
Yeah?
Every reason why I retired is coming true. I'm doing a lot of speaking, but what I think I'm really, really excited about is I'm that close to getting I want to do an urban nutcracker for film. And I've been wanting to do this for many, many, many years, and I'm so excited to bring the classics of Tchaikovsky and the Nutcracker to the street. And it's going to happen.
That sounds fantastic.
And Ms. Val, we have to talk about Jordan. You are her mentor. What is it about her that is going to make her the next best college coach?
First of all, I'm so honored to even be considered as her mentor. I'm still a little starstruck when I'm around Jordan, but in my 60 years of living on this planet, I can honestly say she's one of the most impressive human beings I've ever met. And I've been around her for many, many years now.
That's saying something, because you've been around some of the legends in our sport.
I thought you were going to say because you've been around a long time.
Well, there's no way you've been around 60 years. I mean, come on, you got to be lying to us. But that, we had a call with her earlier this week, and that was one of the things when we got off the call was she's just so impressive. And while we're talking, Jessica Yamzon is up on beam, but she really has a maturity that not a lot of 24-year-olds would be able to come in here and take the reins.
She does. She really does, and she's had that maturity. I think her whole life. She was born with it. And what is the most interesting to me, being around her and all of her accolades, is she's extremely confident and competent with no ego.
And one thing she mentioned on the call and talking about balance beam being her event, and she said, I'm very serious in the gym, but I genuinely care about these athletes inside the gym, outside of the gym. One of her goals was to have no regrets, and that stemmed from, I want them to grow as athletes. And Jessica Yamzon, what a competitor. Jordan has got to be so happy she is on her team. She is the leadoff on all 4 events.
Have you ever had a gymnast go through all 4 seasons of their career and do all around in every single competition?
I can't remember that. No.
How does that happen? Because you got to be lucky too. You don't stub a toe, you don't get sick some week, and that's Jessica Yamzon just did beam and nailed it, got things started for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
And every team needs someone like her to start you off with that calm confidence on that event. That is such a blessing. That can just set up the tone for the rest of that event.
Megan Manfredi is the leadoff here for Kentucky on floor exercise. As we said, .275 lead for the Wildcats over Arkansas. Back and forth balance beam floor exercise. This is an event, I think, if I had to pick one, when I think of Val Condos that you made your mark, it's how you added personality to this event. Or what is it about this event that really got you excited as a coach?
It's a stage. It's a 40 by 40 stage, and it's a theater in the round, and that was something that I always focused on, was making sure that the choreography touched all 4 sides, and that the athletes were playing to all of the fans on all 4 sides, not just the judges. It's something that I really feel like I want to just write it all down and share it out there, because it was so exciting for me every time I crafted a new floor routine.
Well, and floor is one of those events, this is what separates a team. Judges are going to see tumbling pass after tumbling pass, but the artistry of these floor routines is really going to set each individual apart. And we have to say, UCLA was always set apart with their floor routines. They always had unique, specialized choreography.
And they had characters, as I'm told. You encourage them to go into character, but my question is, if you were going to do a floor routine, Val, what character would you be?
I would be a sassy tango, probably from Chicago.
Ooh!
Wow. Do you have any eligibility left is my question. Can we make that happen?
I've got fishnets and high heels.
One routine down for both of these teams so far. One more time on Jordan. If you're going to talk to a young coach like Jordan or any other young coach, if there's maybe 1 or 2 things in your experience as a coach that you would say, hey, don't ever forget this. Is there something?
Don't try to be somebody else, and don't feel that you have to have all the answers, because to be able to say, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out, and especially to be able to come back and apologize when you know you've done something or said something wrong or hurtful, is a very, very powerful thing that develops that relationship with you and your athlete. And Jordan has had that in spades. Think about it. She was 23 when she got this job, and I don't know of one person, especially another young female, that doesn't absolutely like and respect her. And that says a lot for young women.
Yeah, she's a very impressive individual.
No, I looked up to Jordan. I competed with Jordan. We were joking about today. Do you remember in 2009 when Jordan beat you? Yes, I do remember. I recall she jump-started my 2009 career, though.
She put a little fire under you, didn't she?
The world champion in 2009. So thank you, Jordan. But she really is just an incredible just coach, person, all around.
She's got to be very happy with how this beam lineup is going. Look at her face. Look at how alive. And that focus here, but the whole rest of the time, she's been performing up there.
And as a freshman, you can't teach that.
No.
They either have it or they don't, and wow.
That was Kiara Johnfania in the second spot. A good start for Arkansas. Val, thanks for joining us. You know, we're definitely have been fans of yours, and now I think kind of by extension, we're certainly cheering on Jordan and hoping she does a great thing here at Arkansas. I think she's got a lot of promise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great seeing you guys.
Thanks for joining us. So back over to the floor exercise. Another freshman that Tim Garrison is very high on, Reina Alvarez. She is in the second spot. Megan Monfredi, a 9.775 in the leadoff position for Kentucky. Jessica Yamzon in the leadoff spot for Arkansas, a 9.875.
And Tim had nothing but good things to say about this athlete right here. He really wants to see her develop into an all-arounder, but she has found her place in this floor lineup for Kentucky.
Is that okay?
I thought that rocked. Front layout right into a front full. I have to give Kentucky credit. They are sticking these landings on floor exercise right now, showing they belong here. Gearing up for this last pass. You see Molly Korth in the corner. And a double pike, fights for that landing, stays on her feet. A little crunchy on that landing though.
And that was a big fight and a big save. She avoided catastrophe, but certainly going to give up some points.
But a very nice second pass. Her combination pass just needed a little more gas here. Really, it looks good, but she really needed to pull that chest up at the end, but fought for that landing. Very impressive by that freshman.
Tim Garrison told us before the competition that there's really been a fire lit inside her. And yes, floor exercise is the event she's primarily doing now, but certainly all-arounds in her future.
She wants to be there, and that's what Tim is so impressed by these freshmen. They want to be in the lineups.
Now Bailey Lovett with a very unique mount. Don't see a whole lot of those.
And you see Bailey loves gymnastics. And if you see on that left elbow, there is a pretty significantly sized brace. Jordan said she had surgery and then actually required another surgery and said, no, thank you. I will not take another year off.
Those are the scores for Arkansas so far, 9.875 and 9.775. So right now, 9.775, the score Arkansas hopes to drop. And this could be a big move for them. Reina Alvarez only a 9.6 on floor.
And Bailey with a beautiful beam routine ends with a very interesting dismount, a gainer pike right off the end of the beam. Has to take a slight hop, but a very clean set for Bailey.
Once again, we are partway through the third rotation here in Fayetteville. John Roethlisberger, Bridget Sloan. The Kentucky Wildcats after two again, a .275 lead over the host team, the Arkansas Razorbacks. Here is Haley Poland. Since her sophomore year, she's had that. I think she stole that from me, that beautiful blue lipstick.
You know what? She might have. Maybe you should ask for it back.
She has got a lot of personality.
She is a true performer, this one. She actually helps choreograph the entire Kentucky lineup.
And you can see the score in the corner. It is tied through two athletes for each team on this rotation. However, keep in mind, there will be a score drop, so a lot can happen, but man, it is getting tight.
Wow, very nice combination first pass in warm-ups. She actually landed that on her side, came up and said, what just happened? Was very confused by that, but gets it back. She just pulls the crowd in, no matter where she's at, home or away. You have to watch her. And a stuck front double twist.
Just kind of snuck that around at the end. It could have been another landing deduction, but hold on.
Talk about fighting for landings. I don't think she knows the score is tied up right now, but very impressive job.
And I love the fight, too. Fought on those landings, could have given up more, but didn't.
She wanted to land this front double, really pulled that half at the end.
You could see
Had to pull it around.
Yeah, you could see Tim Garrison in the opposite corner watching, and you know he had the same thoughts we did. Woo! That was a close one. But nonetheless, a good routine. Now, Bailey Lovett in third spot for Arkansas at 9.825. Now, Kennedy Hambrick, one of the 3 all-arounders for the Razorbacks tonight.
Balance beam is one of those events. This is a make or break event for a lot of teams. Handspring layout, step out, beautiful height on that layout. Nice jump combination. She's very aggressive on this event. You see her jump higher than most athletes.
This is a big moment in the meet for Arkansas. They are currently averaging over a 9.8 in such a tough event. If they can finish strong.
And what a finish. Cartwheel gainer full. Everyone is excited. And this mount, I'm not sure how you teach this. A lot of trial and error, I'm sure, but in this handspring layout step out, very nice height, great execution.
She's got the sticks now. I'm loving the little stick trophies they have. And we talked about the all-around competition. 6 athletes competing for all-around, and one of the best in the country, Molly Korth, currently has a 2:10 lead over the Razorback Kennedy Hambrick. Now, Raina Worley, this meet is getting tighter and tighter by the athlete. A lot of pressure on the freshman.
Very nice tuck full in to start things off. Talk about an athlete that just loves to have fun. She will not stop smiling throughout this floor routine. And Tim was so impressed by preseason. She was trying to kind of figure out, what am I going to be in this lineup? Am I going to be in all 4? She was in one all-around meet and said, I'm in every all-around meet from now on.
I'm going to be a little self-serving just for a second, because I've known Raina Worley for about a decade. She used to come to my camp, and I talked to Chuck Dickerson, one of the assistant coaches at Kentucky, and he said, we are so thrilled by her. And if our staff, he said, in his words, if she hadn't called us, I don't know if I would have ever found out about Raina Worley. And so I'm very proud myself to see her out there doing such an amazing job, if I'm allowed to be proud.
Of course, of course. Yeah, last year she was a JO kid that she never scored below a 38. Very impressive gymnast. See, Tim, he has got to be so proud of this whole team, but these freshmen are just stepping up. In this first pass,
Beautiful.
tuck full in, right where she needs to be, and she just floats. Front full right into a front layout, gets that stick. That is going to be a big score for Worley.
Haley Poland, a 9.85 right before her, so scores building. Sophia Carter, Jr., holds the program record on this event, and they would love to see her match that. Kennedy Hambrick right before her, a season high 9.85. So back and forth here on this event. Arkansas, again, trying to close that gap, and so far doing so through 4 athletes on balance beam.
I have been excited to watch Sophia on balance beam. She has such poise and grace on this event. She's gotten a 9.975 in 2 meets. Slight balance check there. And you saw she wobbled on that switch leap, got herself back, and did 2 jumps to make sure that she gets that 10.0 start value. Side aerial, back full, and that is a stuck dismount. And talking about being poised, she is up on 4 inches, handspring, layout step out. Actually had a slight check with her back foot, gets it back, and finishes with a nicely done back full.
So a few wobbles on that routine, but other than that, Arkansas looking fantastic on balance beam. Now Ella Warren is the next gymnast up on floor exercise. She currently sits in the 3rd spot in the all-around competition, and she's following Raina Worley's 9.875.
And they are going to be looking to drop that 9.6. And these last 2 competitors, Ella Warren and Molly Korth, they can put up big scores. This is one of the best handspring double fulls in college right now. Nope. Big deep breath for Ella. Pretty big jump at the end of that front 1.5. Talking to the coaches earlier, I asked who does the choreography, and they looked right at Haley Poland and said, that girl. Very impressive that not only is she an athlete on the team, but a choreographer too. Very nice job. And going back to this first pass, front handspring, front double twist, that is hands down one of the best passes.
And that is really hard. I don't think people realize.
Very hard. And this 1.5, a little too much power, has to take a jump and a little bit steppy on that, but finishes with a nice combination pass. Kentucky is really showing off these landings and holding their landings, minimal deductions.
So the pressure is now on redshirt junior Sarah Schaefer on balance beam. Sophia Carter only a 9.725, so those wobbles really cost her. They absolutely are going to want to drop that score. That means Sarah Schaefer needs to get above that number, preferably well above that number.
And a huge wobble there on a front aerial. Handspring, layout, step out. I know that wobble really threw her off right in the beginning. She's just going to try and get it back. Showing off that flexibility. Solid full turn, just the dismount.
So with the score for Schaefer yet to come after this routine and Molly Korth's floor routine, Kentucky has a .125 lead.
Slight steppy on that dismount, but very interesting mount. Handstand. And that is a 4-inch balance beam. See her feet hanging off the side.
I don't know how you guys did it. It's amazing, really. So we'll wait for Sarah Schaefer's score. That's going to be a big one. Now Molly Korth, our leader in the all-around. You can see her resume. It is impressive. 19 career all-around titles as well as an 8-time All-American, and she wants to finish this season, her senior season, with an exclamation point.
Molly is an all-arounder, but in my opinion, floor and vault, these are her events. Huge tuck full in.
Kentucky with a chance to really extend that lead. Right now, they're counting Reina Alvarez's 9.6. So that is a score they would drop. In theory, they could add, if Molly can get a 9.9, she'd add 0.3 to that team score. Again, the Arkansas Razorbacks trying to do the same thing with Sarah Schaefer's score on the balance beam.
And Ella Warren with a huge 9.8, setting Molly up for a big score. And she's capable of 9.9 and above on this event every time.
You can see Sarah Schaefer's score only a 9.55, so they will not drop that 9.725 on balance beam. That hurts. Those last two routines for the Razorbacks could have been big ones, and they did not capitalize.
Double pike, stuck that landing. Tim is excited. We have seen Molly all 4 years in her final senior season. She is just so impressive to watch. So much power. First pass, tuck full in. Knows exactly where she is, gets that stuck landing. Wow.
Kentucky putting the exclamation point on their floor rotation when they needed it most. Molly Korth comes through. Coming up, when Bridget and I will get you caught up on a perfect week in gymnastics and look ahead to next week's doubleheader and some of the awards in the SEC. Network presented by Belk. 19th ranked Razorbacks are hosting the 12th ranked Kentucky Wildcats, and through 3 rotations, it's still close, but the Wildcats extend that lead to almost 0.4 of a point. Heading into the last rotation, everyone in women's gymnastics strives for perfection, and this week it has been a whole lot of 10.0s, Bridget.
And Kyla Ross, they don't call her Kyla Boss for nothing. Every time she gets up on uneven bars, it's almost a guaranteed 10 if she sticks that dismount, which she does every week. And then Maggie Nichols, the same. If she sticks that 1.5, there's a 99.9% chance she's gonna get a perfect 10. And Lexi Ramler, she is in the 10-0 club. Welcome, because guess what? When you get one 10-0, you're gonna get another one. So I expect to see a couple more from her coming up.
The SEC Gymnast of the Week, all won by a freshman. Obviously, the freshman of the week was, but top to bottom, freshman class.
Kaya Johnson, SEC Gymnast of the Week from LSU. Makari Doggett from Alabama, SEC Co-Specialist of the Week with Helen Hugh from Missouri. And then you have Raina Worley from Kentucky.
Hey, get out the way. Get out the way. Hey, get out the way. Get out the way.
Week we've got a full slate of meets. Thursday at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. It's number 9 Michigan and number 16 Nebraska. Friday at 7 Eastern, catch number 19 Arkansas and number 20 Missouri. Then number 5 Alabama and number 8 LSU. That's going to be a good one on the SEC network. And then Sunday at 4 Eastern on ESPN, number 14 Auburn takes on number 18 Georgia. You can also catch all the action streaming live on the ESPN app. There is your score after 3 rotations. Kentucky with a comfortable lead, but they got to go to beam. But their senior Molly Korth will try to close out the team comp and the all-around there. Meanwhile, in floor exercise, Arkansas' Sophia Carter, one of the best in the nation, will show you why. Everybody's favorite part of Friday Night Heights, Bridget, is the funky fun in-buff, but it's not going to be perfect until you are in it. After 3 rotations, again, Kentucky with that slight lead, actually extended it a bit over Arkansas after the last rotation. What has got to happen now, though? Kentucky's got to go to beam. What's going to have to take place here for Arkansas to pull the upset?
Arkansas is going to need some help from Kentucky. Balance beam is a make or break event, and it's very it can cause a lot of pressure when you're ending on this event. It's 4 inches wide, and knowing you're in the lead, Kentucky cannot let that pressure get to them.
This is Ella Warren leading things off. We did see the all-around standings there moments ago. Molly Korth, 2.5-tenth lead. It's her award to win. She just has to stay on balance beam.
And Ella in this leadoff, her job right now is to just be very clean and concise on her movements and just stay on the balance beam. That's all she's got to do. And a pretty big hop at the end, but a round up 1.5 to end that routine. Nice start.
So some small breaks, but she hits her beam routine. Now Jessica Yams on to her final performance of the night. We mentioned how she's done all around in every meet. She was only the second gymnast in Arkansas history to qualify as an individual to the NCAA championships. An impressive young lady. Talked to her a little bit about the team prior to the competition. She had a smile on her face, and one thing she loves about this new coaching staff is the energy that they have brought to the gym in practice and also here on the competition floor as well.
Jessica is just such an impressive athlete. The thought of competing in all-around in every meet makes my bones and joints hurt. Nice pass to start off, huge double back. Getting the crowd into it. Nice double pike. Floor exercise is the one event. This is going to separate you from every team. Your dance, the way you draw in a crowd. And Jessica is doing just that. Front layout, front fold to end this floor routine. Chris Brooks, very excited.
That was fun. That was fun.
That was great. And starts things off with a double pike. And ends things with a very nice front layout right into a front fold. A little messy in her legs, but what I love most about that routine is she controlled every landing.
Some words from Jordan Weber. Ella Warren in the leadoff spot at 9.825. Now this is Haley Poland. Some things to look at on beam, Bridget. Sorry.
And on beam, the judges are looking for the connections to be very smooth and not break the artistry, all the dance, and then balance checks. You're going to have balance checks every once in a while, but covering those up and making them as minimal as possible. Triple element series, very difficult. Back handspring into a layout step out.
Talked to Tim Garrison about these first two spots on beam earlier this week, and he said it's very important that they hit because Ariana Patterson is kind of that spot they're playing with a little bit, and they really want these athletes to take the pressure off of her so she can go up there, know there's 2 hits in front of her, relax, and hopefully knock it out of the park.
Well, so far they are being very relaxed up on this balance beam. And Haley Poland, she loves to perform on floor, and she loves to do crazy dismounts. That is a gainer full off the end of the beam. And this tumbling pass here, back handspring, layout step out, very difficult. And watch her feet. This is a 4-inch balance beam. That is a save right there.
Jessica Yamzon led things off with a 9.85. That's her high score this season. Now Kiara Janfanya finishes her competition, an all-around competitor as well, currently sitting in 6th place in the all-around.
And just a freshman, Nice double pike. Jordan and Chris really just love all of the improvements she's made from preseason. Now stepping into this season, she's been working so hard and she's earned these spots.
One of the changes Jordan made when she got here was to change the layout of the competition floor, and on this event you can see why. If you get that shot with the student section right in the background, that's by design. The floor is a lot closer to the student section. The students can get into the routine, feel the routine, dance with them in the routine, something that they did at UCLA and that she's brought here, and you can tell the energy. It's made a huge impact.
Absolutely. In the student section, you see Corey Tomlinson right there getting them hype. It's so important to have the students involved and feel like they are needed here. The head coach, Jordan Weaver, she is the floor coach for this Arkansas team, and a double back, very nice job. What a performance.
So as Bridget said, Arkansas needs to be about perfect and hope to get a little bit of help from Kentucky, and so far they've looked pretty darn good.
Starts things with a huge double pike, really controlled that landing. She had a little too much power there, but controls it and finishes. Nice double tuck. See Jordan Weaver giving her that. That was great, and it was.
So a big moment in the Kentucky lineup here. Ariana Patterson, such an important routine. She's following Haley Poland's 9.775, so not a huge score. Kiara Gianfania looks like she's going to get a 9.8 plus. So possibly Arkansas making a little bit of a move here.
The name of the game is to be clean up on balance beam. It's 4 inches wide. Being confident in all your elements is so important here. Very nice handspring layout step out. Front aerial, which that was a massive save. She was completely off the beam.
Kiara Gianfania, by the way, 9.875, a huge score. So things tilting a little bit towards the Razorbacks' direction early in this rotation.
Very impressive. Switch leap into a split jump. One thing, she is powerful on this event, but very graceful.
Arkansas trying to chase down Kentucky. .425 is the number they have to make up here in the final rotation.
And a nice back handspring into a 1.5 twist, gets that stick. But right here, front aerial, she is completely off the beam and pulls it back. Has a slight balance check. But look at the height on this. Switch leap, right into a split jump. Nice combinations.
So the pressure was on Ariana Patterson. She seems to have answered the bell. Now Kennedy Hambrick, she is number 2 in the all-around. Again, so far for Arkansas, a 9.85 and a 9.875. Trying to get the improbable win here over the number 12 Wildcats.
Wow, huge double tuck to start things off. And Arkansas has amazing choreography here due to one individual, and that is Caitlin Orrell. Jordan had nothing but great things about her. She is so impressed by all the learning that she's been doing from Chris Brooks, who was her coach at Nebraska. But the fun that she brings to this team and the unique artistry. Jordan has loved having her on her staff. Double pike. Arkansas Arkansas is bringing the heat with this floor rotation.
They are not going to go quietly. They are closing the gap on the Wildcats.
And this has got to be a tuck full in at some point. That is a huge double tuck.
Now, on beam for Kentucky, Molly Court.
And a very nice.
The meat is on the line. Everything matters. Molly Cork does it again.
And right here, you'll see switch leap right where she needs to be, showing off that flexibility. It really capitalizes on this moment. Round off, double full, gets the 6. She knows that was it.
What a meet this is turning out to be. Sarah Schaefer now, following 3 outstanding routines. Can she build on a 9.925?
She is capable of some big scores, and 9.925, you gotta build off that. Double pike, stuck that landing. So much control on these landings. I think she knows what's on the line here. Arkansas needs to put up some big scores, and they are showing that they want it. Wow. I think we have a neck and neck meet, and you saw Miss Val standing up clapping. She knows that was a great routine. Wow.
If you could be in Barnhill Arena right now, you would say, wow, this is not the Barnhill I remember. The energy is off the chain. We've got guys in striped overalls with pig heads on. It's pandemonium in here. Molly Korth with a 9.875. She does clinch the all-around title, but there are more important things at stake, and this is the team title we are talking about. Raina Worley is up on the beam with all the pressure on her shoulders.
You say all the pressure, but she works very well under pressure. I saw her the very first meet of their season at home, their Excite Night. I don't think pressure really phases her.
As I said, Molly Korth a 9.875 for her score. Sarah Schaefer counterpunch with her own 9.9. It is down to 3/4 of a tenth between these two teams.
And Worley is not phased at all. Front aerial into a handspring layout step out.
Now keep in mind, even though the gap has been closed, Kentucky can still drop a 9.725, which gives them a big boost in their score, but they got a hit.
And they did just that. Round off 1.5, gets that landing. Kentucky is not giving anything away on this beam rotation.
You know, they had a few wobbles in the middle, and now these veterans, these all-arounders, veterans, I say, Raina feels like a veteran, but man, they are answering the bell big time.
I mean, not letting the pressure get to her does her job up there. Tim has got to be so proud of his team right now.
Really love it. Again, just assume all these scores have to be 9-9 plus if Arkansas is going to have a chance, which means they need to be almost perfect.
Bailey is so fun to watch. Huge double layout. I love her face at the end of that pass.
You can see their scores on the side. The low score for Arkansas at 9.85. Phenomenal rotation so far.
Bailey has so much fun on all of the events, but especially floor.
And to just put in perspective these two teams on this final rotation, Arkansas is ranked 8th in the country on the floor exercise. Kentucky ranked 8th in the country on balance beam.
Oh, wow.
Raina Worley, by the way, on floor, her best score as a Wildcat so far on that event, a 9.85.
This is the final pass for Bailey. Controls that landing, does have to take a big step on that lunge, but that could have been out of bounds, and she controls it.
That was a nice save, but to meet this tight, how critical is that step, Bridget?
That step is gonna have to take away, but wow.
Other than that, almost perfect. She has scored a 9.95 on this event, and that is exactly what they'll need here. We'll see what they do. The final gymnast to go for Kentucky, Josie Angeny, follows Raina Worley's 9.85. Again, they are trying to drop a 9.725 from their current team score. You can see it right there in the middle from Ariana Patterson.
I would love to see Josie score in the 9.9s, and Kentucky needs a big score here. Very difficult handspring layout.
Bailey Lovett, a 9.9 on floor. They're a quarter of a tenth behind the Wildcats.
Nice front aerial. I don't know if Josie is aware of just how tight this meet is.
A 9.875 will win it for Kentucky. They've got to stick the landing, anything like that, and it could go Arkansas's way, or at least give them a chance with one routine to go. And Bridget, I feel like we've seen some very good routines on balance beam, but no one's broken a 9.9 yet.
She might have just broken 9.9. That was a flawless routine. I didn't really see any errors, but starts things, handspring, layout, very difficult.
She was rock solid. If that is not a 9.875, I will be shocked and I will be very confused if I'm Tim Garrison. Sophia Carter will end things here on the floor exercise. She is outstanding on this event. Number 10 in the country currently. Arkansas, by the way, already has a season high on this event of a 49.45. They have a 9.85 to drop. So anything higher than that, the season high will even go up more.
Sophia is a performer. And this routine is supposed to, her character is a ticking time bomb. So you won't see the crowd get too into it, but her dance and her artistry is just one of a kind. Wow, she is not giving anything away here. She has a personal best of a 9.95, and she has scored that 4 times in her career. She knows how to do big gymnastics on this event.
So the score is in for Anjani on beam. It is exactly a 9.875. So Kentucky will win the team title, but for Sophia Carter, this is a big routine nonetheless. She could flirt with her own 10.0 on this event.
Absolutely. Final pass. Wow. I don't know what the judges are going to take off. If anything, this last pass, her double pike, you're going to see huge amplitude height off the floor. Tries to stick it, has to take a hop forward, but what an impressive floor rotation.
And how about this Arkansas team? That is an incredible way to finish, and you can tell there is an attitude, there is a personality to these Razorbacks that is going to be fun to watch throughout this season. Wildcats have won 6 of the last 7 meetings versus Arkansas, but watch out. That might not last long with Jordan Weber and this Arkansas team. Friday Night Heights is back here in Fayetteville. Kentucky gets it done, but it was a run by Arkansas at the end. Sophia Carter on floor, 9.925. Not quite enough. Kentucky gets the win by 1/10. Let's take a look at Winning with Style, brought to you by Belk, and that style tonight, it was Molly Korth.
And I can't talk about her enough. She just brings so much difficulty to college gymnastics. She's just a guaranteed hit. She knows how to stick her landings. She knows where she is in the air. And Tim has got to just be so thankful that she's kind of rubbing off on those incoming freshmen that she's got. She really is a true team leader.
Certainly freshman Raina Worley, you can see her on the left following in her footsteps, hoping to be the next Molly Korth. Hard to replicate that. One thing Tim Garrison talked about is her competitiveness, and her fire is hard to match, hard to replace.
Oh yeah, you can't teach a competitive edge. You either have it or you don't, and Molly has definitely got it.
So we'll watch her in her final season, see how things end for Kentucky and Molly Korth. Final score here in Fayetteville. Kentucky 196.75, Arkansas 196.65. It was an exciting one. We told you it was going to be close, and it was. For Bridget Sloan, I'm John Roethlisberger. So long from Fayetteville. Congratulations to the Wildcats.